and I think you guys all know who I am, but I'm Tina Acosta, and I'm the Director of Program Outreach and the ADA Coordinator here at Turnstone. And Daniel and I met, I think, yes, we were at the Tin Cap Stadium, yes. And we met, and he told me that he had written a book, and he was looking for an opportunity to talk about it. So he was scheduled to come out last year, but some things happened, and so we're just happy that he's able to come back again this year. So I want to just introduce Daniel, who wrote this book, My Voice, Faced with Autism. And Daniel has high-functioning autism. He faced a lot of trials and tribulations in his life. He dealt with losing his parents at a young age. He dealt with his grandparents being gone. He has lived in waiver homes to eventually living in his own apartment. He has been receiving services with Bethesda Lutheran Communities for 4 years now. Daniel has overcome a lot of changes in his life, but he does it all without giving up. He's an achiever, and his future will be bright. Daniel is from Fort Wayne, and he's working, I think you already mentioned, you're working on your second book. So I'm going to pass this book around, but Daniel came to talk about why he wrote the book and why it was so important for him. So again, thank you, Daniel, for coming.
Thank you all. Thank you, Turnstone, and everyone for this chance to speak about my book. My name, as she said, my name is Daniel Williams. I am 30 years old. I'm born and raised in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Lived here all my life. I grew up in Fort Wayne. I am a kind-hearted person, and I enjoy giving back to my local community. I have been writing since I was 12 years old. My youngest years being a teenager, I grew up with a passion for writing. I enjoy writing, reading, going to LGBTQIA plus local events in Fort Wayne, and through Fort Wayne Pride, the experience I've gone, the experience going to these different events and supporting other people. My first book, which is My Voice, Faced with Autism, it was self-published on lulu.com in September of 2018. And then this copy here I have in my hands was on Kindle Direct Publishing through Amazon in August of 2019. It's currently available for sale on Amazon. This autobiography is about my life at different events, from losing my parents to moving from family to family, people, autism, living in the waiver homes, to getting my first apartment. Why I wanted to write this book, it became important to me to write what I've been going through in life and my experiences of having autism, and to show awareness to people like myself and others who have autism, that they have a voice. And it's important to use your voice to get opportunities for yourself to make it in this world. And that's one reason why I wrote the book. I wanted to help someone who are going through losing loved ones and having autism, how to overcome those things, those challenges in life. I started writing my book in the year of 2016, in January of 2016. It took me about almost like 3 years to write it, and the process being self-published. So it takes a while to write a book, and to imagine, when you're writing a book, it's just talking your experiences, life story, and having support from people, but also doing it by yourself. Should never have anyone, should have other people help you with that. I mean, you tell your story the way you want to tell it. I think it's important for people to write about their experiences, if they're comfortable sharing it in public or not. But I felt it was important and therapeutic to share my story, what I've gone through, to help someone. So after that, after I finished writing the book, I was relieved to let go of a lot of stuff that I had inside of me that I felt should share with so many people about my experiences of having autism. And I felt relieved to tell my story and have hope to help to relate to this to someone else. Um, I was excited when I finally finished writing this book, self-publishing my book online. I felt nervous of what some things I would say about my family and how they would be not happy, but at least they could understand my story, telling it from my point of view, my experiences, out of respect for them to not tell so many details about what I've gone through with my family. But it's pertaining to my story alone. And I just want people with autism, if you have a disability, to never let that stop you in this life and your dreams of being human and making positive decisions in your life. And I feel it's important for me to share my story as often as I can to help other people like myself who's been through being bullied. I'll share this, bullied and being ridiculed and being made fun of and being picked apart and judged by so many people. I think it's important for me, again, with having having autism, to talk about this in so many ways of how I saved myself for this life, and I'm very thankful, grateful. So I would like to read some chapters or some chapters in some parts of the book about my experience with writing this book, my voice faced with autism. And I want to dedicate this first and foremost to my parents, to my mom and dad, who are no longer living, but they're still in my heart forever. And I dedicated this book to them to let them know that I'm very thankful and proud to be their son. I want to first dedicate this book to my parents